This is a bone graft. This is another bone graft. Even this can be a bone graft. Seriously. But I'll get back to that. Bone grafts can be implanted after fractures to induce natural bone regrowth, which is really cool. Let's take a look.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
More than 500,000 bone grafts are used in the US annually and 2.2 million worldwide. This is outrageous. It's like worth $2.5 billion. You could swim in that pile of cash. When a bone grafting procedure is used, the bone graft can be one out of three kinds. 1. Autografts, which can be harvested from the patients themselves. Allografts, which are harvested from cadaver bones. Or 3. Xenografts, which are grafts made from cows or grafts made from synthetic material. There has even been research in Italy to use wood as bone graft because wood and bone are biocompatible. As you can see, bone grafts are important for many people because accidents can happen anywhere, anytime. Here's one example.
Today we're making a fruit salad. You can use any kind of fruit, but here's the ones we're using today. Blueberries, strawberries, bananas. First you put in the yogurt.
This is the bestest. Yumma! You put in strawberries.
I put in the strawberries, the blueberries, bananas.
You forgot the blueberries.
I said blueberries.
Blueberries, blueberries. Blueberries, blueberries.
First, let's talk about getting the approval of fabricating bone graft. Bone grafting material falls into medical device classification 2 according to the FDA. In order to get an approval to sell bone grafting material to clinics, a manufacturer must first obtain a 510(k) form from the FDA. The material must go through a lengthy period of clinical trials, after which a panel of scientists at the FDA will vote to reject or approve the material. A second route to obtaining the 510(k) certificate is to prove that the bone material is substantially the same as a previously approved material. Now we're going to visit my dear old friend, Dr. Chris. Hi, Dr. Chris.
Hey Phil, how have you been?
I've been pretty good.
I heard your friend Gary got into an accident.
Poor Gary with his berries. I think we need to find the right bone graft for his rich augmentation procedure.
I can help you with that. Here at Osteotech we have many options. In particular, one is called our Grafts Flex, which comes in various sizes of flexible sheets. As with all our Grafts products, we use a demineralized bone matrix.
What is demineralized bone matrix? I've never heard of it before.
Demineralized bone matrix is allograft bone that has been demineralized and processed, with a denatured form of the protein matrix remaining.
So, is there anything special about your product that is different from the rest?
Grafts is the only commercially available demineralized bone product that uses patented bone fiber technology. Bone fibers, instead of bone particles, create a physical network of pathways for bone-forming cells to follow. Having these pathways will help with the integration of the graft.
Anything else I should know about Grafts Flex?
Grafts Flex is also osteoconductive and osteoinductive, which means it not only serves as a scaffold for existing osteoblasts, but will also trigger the formation of new osteoblasts. Theoretically, this will promote faster integration of the graft. This will help build bony support for Gary's new dental implant.
Awesome! Grafts Flex sounds like an excellent material to work with. I know it's your product and all, Chris, but every material has its disadvantages, does it not? Can you tell me some?
Sure, Phil. As with any allograft, since the bone is not coming directly from the patient, the bone quality might not always be the best. And since demineralizing weakens the bone, you will want to start with a strong bone. There is also potential for disease transmission, although it's very rare. Osteotex grafton is a glycerol carrier, and there has been some recent concerns about toxicity of glycerol, but nothing too alarming.
Science rules. Thanks, Chris. We gotta check out other companies to see what else we got.
All right, Phil, it's been great meeting with you.
My pleasure. Ooh, I heard great things about Medtronic. Let's see what they got. Hey, Dr. Jen.
Hey Phil, what brings you here?
My friend Gary had a fruit salad catastrophe and lost his tooth. But he doesn't have enough bone around the area for a dental implant. What bone graft do you recommend we use to help Gary out?
Oh, well, it sounds like he needs a ridge augmentation. Luckily, here at Medtronic Spinal Biologics, our cornerstone product is the infused bone graft. It's an alternative to an autogenous bone graft. This device has received one of the most prestigious awards, the Prix Gallion 2008 Award for Best Biotechnology Product in America.
Wow, that is incredible. Can I learn more?
Well, of course, this device is used for alveolar ridge augmentation, which is common dental surgery that treats the extraction of a tooth. It also helps recreate the loss of the natural contour of the gums and the jaw. The alveolar region of the jaw surrounds the roots of the teeth that may contain an empty socket once a tooth has been removed. The infused bone graft device replaces the missing tooth in the patient's jaw using two parts. Well, these two parts include the RHBMP2 protein and an absorbable collagen sponge. The advantage of using this method is that it avoids the need for the harvest surgery and appears to be normal, with 100% viable bone and no residual graft material. Another advantage choosing our product is that it avoids autogenous bone.
Wow, that is very impressive. How does it work?
The RHBMP2 protein attracts the patient's own bone-building cells to the side of the missing bone. Over time, new bone is formed. It comes in a pure, freeze-dried powder form, and it's mixed with water. It is then soaked into the collagen sponge. This combination is then placed into the space that has the missing bone. Over time, the sponge is reabsorbed and disappears, leaving the newly grown bone.
Thanks, Jen. Science rules. Hi, Dr. Mary.
Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world?
You can have a feeling.
My pleasure, Dr. Mary.
I hear your friend needs a ridge augmentation.
Well, do you have anything that can help my friend?
Well, here at Biomet Osteobiologics, we have bone blast.
What is bone blast?
Well, bone blast is a reabsorbing void filler, not to mention it is osteoconductive.
What does osteoconductive mean anyways?
It means that the blast is a scaffold for which bone cells underneath the gum can grow and divide to help fill the space where original bone once was.
So how does the process of building bone work with the blast?
Well, it hardens within a relatively short period of time.
How much time?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes? That's a relatively short period of time. So, what are the limitations? Can it be used at any bone void?
Well, the limitations are relatively non-existent. The blast is easy to mold and fit any size or shape you can think of. It could be used in
Let you go, wow, wow, what you gonna say? You act like you gon' leave.
Wow, that is a blast to the blast.
You got it. Science rules.
Thanks for all your help, Dr. Mary.
Anytime.
Hi, Dr. Emma. Yeah, cool, Gary. Do you have anything at LifeNet that can help him?
Of course we do. For block graft purposes, here at LifeNet Health, we have the Orograft bicortical ileum strip, which is an allograft that is harvested from the ilia of a cadaver. What is so cool about this product is that it has 2 cortical walls and an inner cancellous matrix. Cancellous bone, on the other hand, is spongy and typically very vascular. This is where red blood cell production takes place. By combining the 2 materials, the product will have the osteoconductive and osteoinductive benefits of the cancellous bone graft while having the mechanical properties and strength of the cortical bone graft. For particulate grafts to act as void fillers, I would recommend our mineralized cancellous particulate. This product will allow for excellent osteoinductive properties, and because it has not had its minerals removed, it still retains its inherent structural abilities. Because biocompatibility is always a concern, both of these products are treated with our AlloWash XG, which is the future of biosterilization. This strenuous process removes 99% of blood and marrow from our allografts. This increases biocompatibility without negatively affecting the chemical or mechanical properties of the bone grafts.
Oh, are there any disadvantages to your bone graft?
Well, because we use allografts, the shape of the graft is based on the donor's anatomy, so the graft shape is variable. The graft can be trimmed, but proper care must be taken to ensure proper rehydration. Otherwise, the graft can fracture.
Wow, science.
We know.
I heard about Gary. I'm sorry. I hope he isn't making more fruit salads.
So, what do you propose to help Gary get his tooth back?
Well, here at Integra Orthobiologics, we have the Excel Connexus. It uses Excel bone matrix, which causes osteoinduction by allowing bone protein to be accessed without the need to be broken down. We combine particulate demineralized bone matrix and reverse phase medium with Excel bone matrix to create a material that's great for bone growth.
What exactly is a reverse phase medium? I haven't heard of that before.
Reverse phase medium is a carrier that allows the product to flow at room temperature but thicken at body temperature. So this means that our Excel Connexus will at first be moldable and malleable, and once it is correctly molded, will thicken to minimize graft migration, and then it will begin inducing bone growth with the Excel bone matrix.
Cool! And how does the procedure work?
We can use this to help your friend grow back his receded jawline, and then we can insert some dental implants. So our procedure is completely safe and highly compatible. And furthermore, it's always, the Excel Connexus is always ready for implantation through a syringe or vial.
Do you mean to tell me that there are no drawbacks?
Well, the only problem with the Excel Connexus is that it's an allograft, and allografts tend to have relatively little clinical experience compared to the grafts on.
That sounds like an awesome application. Thanks for your info, Dr. Larry.
No problem, Phil.
Science rules. I've seen a lot of great bone grafts today, but the one that seems best for Gary is the infused bone graft from Medtronic Spinal Biologics. This is the only one that doesn't need to be harvested, so we don't need to worry about the quality of the bone. What is great about this bone graft is that when the new bone grows, the bone graft disappears, which is very cool. All the information that we have gathered today, we believe that Gary is ready to undergo his rich augmentation procedure to get back his pearly whites. Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.